reinforcement. That's it. Only give candies to the kids. Only give them Nintendos. Only give them cars. No punishments. That's what you do, right? All the time. And there's another angel. Malach Gabriel. He's Gvura. You don't behave in your room for 14 years. Never do that. Not 14 years, 13 years. Until Bar Mitzvah. They have only one way. So God has like this cabinet of ministers. Like the president has a cabinet. This is what happens, by the way. You have, when President Bush was deciding if he should go to war, he had Donald Rumsfeld. Am I correct? No, he had Dick Cheney. And also Rumsfeld. No, I don't know.
Rumsfeld.
Yeah, and he had other people there. Some were saying go to war, some were saying not go to war. And they were fighting. Fighting. Like the angels have different approaches. They fight. One says, this is how you treat the Jewish people. This is how you treat the world in a kind way. Other says, no, you got to be strict with them. All of a sudden, the President of the United States walks into the room. The king walks into his room. And all of a sudden, the fight stops like that. The fight stops like that. They're fighting with each other. No, sorry, not that. Why? It's okay, kids. All of a sudden, Papa walks into the room. All of a sudden, best friends. Angels. Right?
Good angels.
The best. Your house too? Sometimes, right? My house also sometimes. Why? What's going on? Two people that are on the same level can fight with each other, can argue, can debate, can disagree. But when the president walks in, when the king walks in, the one that's greater than them, above them, all of a sudden that greater thing sort of melts away the differences. They stop fighting. They might have their differences of opinions, but they stop arguing in the presence of the king, in the presence of the president. God makes peace in the high heavens. God, you want to make peace in the high heavens because you are greater than the angels and you put them together because you're greater than them. And here comes this final lesson for Shalom Bayit, for peace in the home. An issue happens. Let's take exact two examples. There's a problem with money. We have $5,000 and we're not sure should we spend it on vacation or diapers or whatever the example is. Or there's an issue with our children over here. And we start to argue. It's your fault, it's my fault, you should have done this way, you should have done that way. We have to do it the other way, we have to change our whole approach, etc., etc. We start having a discussion. Very animated, lively discussion, right? You need to remember Malachei HaShalom, angels of peace. What makes them peaceful? When something is greater than them. You need to remember that the issue you're talking about is either a petty issue, not worth arguing about at all, or if it is worth arguing about, because we're talking about our finances, this is our life, it's our future. Or even more important than that, we're talking about our children. The issue is greater than both of us. It's not about me anymore. It's not about you anymore. It's about this greater issue. And the greater issue that's greater than me and you is what makes the peace between the two angels, makes the peace between the husband and wife. When I recognize I'm not just arguing about something small, I'm arguing about something so important, something so valuable, something so dear to me. And that's why I argue. I realize that I stop arguing and say, you know what? We're here for a common greater good. We're here to accomplish a common greater good, and therefore I'm going to make peace because the purpose is for that greater good. So simple Shabbat. Simple Shabbat teaches us so many profound lessons. Shabbat, which we're doing every single week. We light the candles every single week. It's telling us the light. It's telling us This brings peace because it brings distinction. It allows us to recognize that there is differences, and there are supposed to be differences. It brings peace because it brings light, because it tells us that we are partners. Like Shabbat is a partner of the Jewish people. We are partners. We are mates. Similar, but not the same. We complement, we complete each other, not overwhelm each other. And we sing the Shalom Aleichem, these angels of peace that tell us certain parts of our life are private. Tzetchem l'shalom, it's time for you to go, angels. Now it's between me and God. It's private time. It's between husband and wife. This is private between us. And the final lesson is that angels of peace are peace because they recognize there's something greater than them. That this issue which we're talking about, which we're debating, is not a simple issue. It's something which is so important, so profound, something so meaningful to me. And therefore, it's greater than me and you. And therefore, we make peace because it's about something greater than us. That is that simple lessons from Shabbat. How the Shabbat candles, how the Shabbat in general brings peace into the home. That's the class for tonight. And